Ever wondered what it feels like to stumble upon an eerie ghost ship in the middle of the ocean? Picture this. It's a serene December morning in 1872. A merchant vessel glides silently through the mid-Atlantic waters. The sea is gentle, the sun's rays are bright, yet an unsettling feeling hangs in the air. From the British ship De Gratia, sailors spot a lone vessel in the distance. Sails half raised, swaying gently with the rhythm of the waves. There's no signal, no movement, no sign of life on deck. The captain squints through his spyglass. The name painted across the hull strikes a chord. Mary Celeste, a merchant brigantine that had set sail from New York just weeks ago, and now it appears to be deserted. This marks the beginning of one of the most compelling maritime mysteries in history. The Mary Celeste, a proud American ship, was built in Nova Scotia in 1861 and was renowned for her speed and durability. By 1872, she was under the command of Benjamin Briggs, a respected sailor with over 2 decades of experience at sea. Briggs wasn't alone on this voyage. Accompanied by his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and a crew of 7 skilled sailors, they embarked on a simple journey from New York to Genoa, Italy, carrying 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol. But back on the De Gratia, Captain David Morehouse orders his men to board the ghostly vessel. As they approach cautiously, calling out repeatedly, the ocean is the only entity that responds. What they discover upon boarding sends shivers down their spines. The ship is entirely deserted. There's no crew, no captain, no signs of a struggle. The cargo is untouched, every barrel accounted for, cabins are tidy, personal belongings neatly arranged. The captain's log is open on the table, the last entry written 10 days prior. Food and water supplies are fully stocked, and even breakfast appears to be ready to serve. But the lifeboat is missing. It's as if the crew calmly disembarked, never to return. The De Gratia crew takes control of the abandoned vessel and sails it to Gibraltar for an official investigation. Now, imagine being part of the investigation, trying to solve the puzzle of the deserted ship. The Mary Celeste had been towed to Gibraltar, the closest British port, where a thorough examination was carried out under the experienced eye of the British Board of Trade's Chief Inspector of Shipping. The ship was in impeccable condition. No signs of a struggle, no signs of a hurried departure. Everything was orderly. The cargo of industrial alcohol, save for a few porous barrels, was intact. Personal belongings were neatly placed, giving the impression that their owners would return any moment. Even the ship's chronometer and sextant, valuable navigational tools, were left behind. If pirates had been the culprit, these would have been the first to go. Food and water supplies were plentiful, untouched even. The ship was seaworthy, the rigging in good shape, the hull sound. It was as if the Mary Celeste was ready to continue her voyage to Genoa. The only thing amiss was the missing lifeboat. The yawl, as it was called, was nowhere to be found. This suggested that the crew and passengers had left the ship voluntarily, but under what circumstances? And why had they not returned? The investigation took on a thorough, systematic approach. They checked for signs of a mutiny, but the crew of the Mary Celeste had been handpicked by Captain Briggs himself. They were all experienced seamen, known for their reliability and loyalty. They considered a piracy attack, but the untouched cargo and personal belongings ruled out that possibility. They even looked into the theory of a natural disaster. But there were no recorded storms in the area at the time of the ship's last logged entry. The investigation was exhaustive and meticulous, yet it yielded no concrete answers. The Mary Celeste was a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma. Despite the many theories and public speculation, the official inquiry finds no evidence of any crime. Let's travel back in time and retrace the journey of the Mary Celeste. The tale begins in the bustling harbor of New York City, where the Mary Celeste is preparing to embark on a voyage to Genoa, Italy. It's a routine trip, carrying a cargo of 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol, a volatile yet common substance for the era. Commanding the ship is Captain Benjamin Briggs, a respected seaman with over 2 decades of experience navigating the world's oceans. He's not alone on this journey. Accompanying him are his wife, Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter, Sophia, and a crew of 7 skilled sailors. A sense of calm anticipation fills the air as they set sail on November 7th, under clear skies and gentle winds. As they journey across the Atlantic, the weather remains calm. The ship sails smoothly, cutting through the waves with ease, seemingly undeterred by the vast expanse of ocean around it. But as the days go by, something changes. The ship's log, meticulously maintained by Captain Briggs, records rough weather near the Azores Islands on November 25th. Around the same time, the crew starts noticing a strong smell of alcohol fumes filling the air, originating from some of the cargo barrels made of porous wood that had begun to leak. The strong odor permeates the ship, causing worry among the crew and the captain. The fear of an explosion becomes a looming threat, casting a dark shadow over the otherwise routine voyage. The next few days remain a mystery. There's no distress signal, no signs of struggle, and no indication of any damage to the ship. The ship continues to sail, but it's as if it's been abandoned by its crew. The last entry in the captain's log, written 10 days earlier, is just 400 miles away. As word spreads across Europe, the public becomes obsessed with the ghost ship. The Mary Celeste saga quickly becomes the stuff of legends, capturing the imagination of the masses. Theories about what happened to the ship's crew and captain start to circulate, each more intriguing and outlandish than the last. One of the first theories to gain traction is that of mutiny. Could a disagreement among the crew have led to a violent upheaval? This theory suggests that the crew, driven by greed or desperation, revolted against Captain Briggs, took the lifeboat, and left him and his family stranded. But this theory falls flat when considering the impeccable reputation of Captain Briggs and his carefully selected crew, not to mention the lack of any signs of struggle or violence on the ship. Then, there's the theory of a sea monster attack. Fueled by tales of giant squid and other fearsome creatures of the deep, some speculate that a maritime beast could have scared the crew into abandoning ship. But again, the pristine condition of the Mary Celeste contradicts this theory. A sea monster would have undoubtedly left visible damage, wouldn't it? The most fantastical theory of all involves extraterrestrials. Yes, alien abduction. This theory posits that the crew and passengers of the Mary Celeste were whisked away by otherworldly beings. While it makes for a gripping story, it's a theory that lacks any real substance or evidence. Despite the incredible array of theories, the official inquiry finds no evidence of any crime or supernatural occurrence. The investigation concludes with more questions than answers, leaving the world to wonder and speculate. So, what happened to the Mary Celeste? Was it mutiny, a sea monster, or perhaps even aliens? Or was it something else entirely? Something beyond our current understanding? With no evidence supporting any of these theories, the mystery of the Mary Celeste deepens. The ship's tale remains one of the greatest unsolved maritime mysteries. A ghostly enigma lost in the depths of history. After years of speculation, a plausible theory emerges. Picture this. It's November 25th, 1872. The Mary Celeste, a proud and sturdy ship, is navigating through rough waters near the Azores Islands. Under the command of experienced Captain Benjamin Briggs, the crew is transporting 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol from New York to Genoa, Italy. But something is amiss. Several barrels, made of porous wood, have begun to leak the potent alcohol. The smell of the fumes fills the air, creating an atmosphere saturated with potential danger. The crew is on edge, the fear of an impending explosion hanging heavy. Captain Briggs, prioritizing the safety of his crew and family, makes the decision to temporarily abandon the ship. He orders everyone into the lifeboat, tying it to the main ship with a long rope, a safety net against being left adrift in the vast ocean. But then, disaster strikes. The rope, perhaps frayed by the rough seas, or gnawed by desperate rats, breaks. The crew watches helplessly as their ship, their sanctuary, sails away, carried by the relentless waves. They are left adrift in the merciless ocean, with no means to navigate back to their vessel or signal for help. This theory, while horrifying, offers a plausible explanation for the ghostly state in which the Mary Celeste was found. It accounts for the undisturbed cargo, the tidy cabins, and the missing lifeboat. It also explains the eerie silence that greeted the De Gratia crew when they boarded the deserted ship. The Mary Celeste, it seems, was not deserted in a moment of chaos, but rather in a moment of calculated caution that tragically backfired. While this theory presents a possible explanation, the fate of the Mary Celeste's crew remains one of the greatest maritime mysteries in history.